What's up, y'all? It's your boy Larrythomasmotivates back at it again with another podcast episode. Today, who we got in the building with us?
Today, you all have the famous Jaize Savon in the building. You already know what's up. Hey, you all.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Tell the people where you from.
Y'all, I am from Cleveland, Ohio. You already know, born and raised in the land.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. Ohio in the building. That's love.
Hey.
That's love for sure. So let's dive in a little bit about who you are, what you do, and what inspires you to get involved in what you're doing now.
Okay, y'all, to start off, man, I think I'm just the jack of all trades right now. I'm a poet. Um, I'm an entrepreneur. I make and sell my own perfume. I have a fragrance line, and I make and sell my own wigs. I'm moving more into being a hairstylist. At first, I only told people I make and sell wigs because I did not want to do hair. But because I'm so good at it, I'm actually deciding to take my talents further. Y'all about to see me as a licensed cosmetologist soon, so just stay tuned for that.
Hell yeah, that's what's up. Managing a business and then let alone just starting one is something that's, it's challenging because you got to do a lot, behind the scenes that people don't look at. They just look at the photo shoots, the content,
Mm-hmm.
and then the product, but they don't think about what comes in a mastermind and then like making those products and then making them look fashionable and
Man.
buyable for people. So yeah, that's big. And I hope that you continue to go on your journey and that your business is booming here within the next few months, years, or whatever God allows
Thank
it to be.
you.
So yeah, keep
Amen. I
going with
told
that.
you my agree. Thank you.
For sure. So what really inspired you to, want to be an entrepreneur and want to own your own business?
Man, me going to college, graduated in 2020, y'all. If y'all know 2020, that was the year of COVID. So graduating during COVID, not getting a prom or graduation, it really had me in a messed up state of mind because, you wait for those years. You go to schools for 12 years and you be ready at the end to celebrate. And I felt like my happiness and my celebration was snatched away from me. Them are rare moments that you get to show your kids, that you get to say that I graduated, I walked the stage, I got my diploma. And not only that, that I went to prom. So when I didn't get to have that, it started changing my mind of like, why was I in school all those years? You start questioning yourself. So I went to college for 1 year, y'all. Before I dropped out, I went to Cleveland State University for a whole year. I was majoring in marketing and being locked in my dorm all year. I was not able to have any visitors because of COVID. And it was just basically, I felt like I was in jail. I never got to meet any of my professors in person. It was all online. And being in that new setting and having constraints like that, it really started to get me thinking in my dorm. I would just sit in my dorm all day and like, I can't live like this. Like, I don't see myself doing 4 years of being in college. So I started brand always like to look pretty. Like that was something about me. Everybody knows, you know me from a long time ago. I always like to look pretty. I like to keep my hair done. I like to just be pretty. So I started thinking like, okay, what can I do? I have to, grow out of this because I cannot do this anymore. So my first business was me selling phone cases. If you a real OG 2020, 2021, I started selling phone cases at first. I wanted to take it into a accessory type of business, but I quickly realized that I didn't want to do that anymore. But just the start of that opened my mind of like, oh my goodness, Jay, it's so many different possibilities that you can do. I started doing my wigs in college, and then that's when I really started to realize that I have passions, like I have different loves. And I'm so grateful that I started with the phone cases because like being on Alibaba, learning little things like that, it's like, oh my goodness, you can do so much more. So really, it was me being constrained like that. I think COVID like that, because without COVID, I probably would have stayed in college all 4 years. I would have never dropped out because I really didn't have the balls or the guts to, because I come from a family. My mama, she's a pharmacist, so she stayed in college for 8 years. So, I'm coming from people like that. My aunties, all of them, my uncle, he a principal. Oh, sorry, he's a superintendent now. So I cover people that really went to school. So my decision to drop out was not, the crowd favorite. They was like, well, what you gonna do? And it really motivated me. He was like, listen, if I drop out, I'm not gonna fall on my ass. If I drop out,
Right.
I'm gonna create this plan. I already been featured in magazines already. Boys Ohio magazine. Go follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is j.aiz4e. On there, you'll see, more of what I do. But really, that was it. It was COVID and me being in college and being stripped of, prom and graduation.
Hell yeah. That's what's up. Hey, y'all go tap in if y'all need any of that. She gonna get you right.
Yeah.
Especially you gotta support our Black queens out here, man. Everybody trying to pave a
For
way for
sure.
themselves. So that's big. So you
Thank
got any
you.
projects you working on here next?
Woo, I got too many. That's my problem, yo. I just want to do everything at one time. So right now I'm focusing on my hair business and my fragrance line. Yo, my new scent that's coming out is called Survive. Please be, stay tuned, because before my birthday is June 4th. I promised myself I'm gonna have that produced out. It's Survive. It's gonna be a unisex scent. It's called Where Two Become One. So I'm trying to create a whole line of fragrance line. We ain't looking for the Chanel no more. Y'all about to be shopping Savon, the fragrance line. So I want to make all my scents as unique as possible, because we already know that scent carries memories. You could get a scent of something, it will take you back to a time in life or a person it can remind you of. So I like to bring in happiness and positivity with my scent. So I was just messing around with a couple scents, but I finally got the scent for Survive. I dropped Savon in August of 2022. So this year I'm gonna drop for my birthday. So y'all just stay tuned for that. That is what I'm working on currently.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So you ever thought about doing like clothing line stuff?
Yeah, I did, but I'm really the model. I like to be the model because I'm also a model, y'all. If y'all need me for any brand shoots, anything like that, I've been sent, things to model for people. So I'm really focusing on the modeling thing. I'll leave everybody else to design it.
For
I
sure.
like to put pieces together. If anything, I'm a designer. I also worked at Express for a year. Well, not even a year, a couple months. And I was like a designer. I could help people, style they fits. I'm really like a stylist. Like I like to style things. So yeah, I have, but really that's not my passion to design clothes. I like to style them and model them.
Sure, yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that, man. I like that you different and you like I told you before, even before we even talked about the podcast stuff, like I like to see people from different avenues of life trying to pave a way for themselves, because without the work, it ain't gonna be, nothing to show for it. So if you ain't willing to put in the work, then you ain't gonna have nothing in life. You know, Nothing in life
It's
gets
all on you.
accomplished in life without doing the work. So, applaud you for continuing to, keep going and continuing to, pick at your craft even through the midst of hard times, because, during those
Thank
times
you.
of hardships, roadblocks, etc., it could be
Confusion.
discouraging and it could tear us
Mhm.
down. So, no matter
Man,
what you go through, always remember that, you got God on your side, most importantly. And then if you got
it
faith,
wasn't me.
yeah, for sure.
Amen.
And if you got faith, can't nothing stop you, man. It may be a day or two where you get up out of bed, you're like, damn, I don't want to do shit today, but with
I
God,
think the
it's gonna be
reality
all right.
is Yeah, I think the reality is every day I feel like that. I wake up and I be like, damn. But at the end of the day still got to end. You got to get up. You got to make some sex for you. We
So
not just doing this for us. That's what I always tell people. When I create this, I'm trying to create a legacy to where my kids, my name will still be circulating. They'll still be eating off the moves I made. Like, we trying to change the trajectory, even if we ain't come from wealth, we trying to have our kids come from wealth, their kids come from wealth. We just trying to do it better than it's already been done. And that's my whole thing is God always talked about legacy. If you read the Bible, it was always a legacy. Now you can either have a legacy of trauma, pain, and sorrow and brokenness, or you can scrap that regardless if you came from that and say, no, well, with me, it's gonna be different. My kids gonna come from happiness, peace, and wealth. So it's all on you to create a better tomorrow. So I always leave with that. It's like, yeah, I'm doing this for me, but honestly, truly, I want to see that manifest, and I want to see my fruit prosper so much that years and years and years and years, and after I'm long gone, people are still eating off the moves I made.
For sure. That's big, man. And like I always tell you and I tell other people, if you manifest those things and you speak positive things in the life, the chances are that those things will come about. It may not happen in the snap of a finger or when we want it to, but God willing, it definitely will. So, keep doing your
It
thing.
will.
That's big. Um,
Thank you.
so like growing up, did you know what you wanted to be?
Growing up, I didn't know who I was. Growing up, I knew that Savon would be a big name. Like, I dreamed of having my own restaurant. I wanted to be a chef at first. I did want to be a chef. Then I changed to I wanted to be a hairdresser. Then I changed. But at the end of the day, I didn't know who Jaize Savon was. So I always felt like I was not meant to be in the spotlight. Like, I didn't think I was ever meant to be in the spotlight. I didn't think that I was gonna, you know, I didn't trust myself. I didn't want to bet on myself because I was insecure. I didn't know who I was. But when I got coupled up with God, let me tell you, going through childhood, I was always, very bold, very, I was always Jay's, but I did not know who and all of who Jay's was, because she's not just a person. I feel like I'm a vibe. I feel like I'm something higher than that. Like, you gotta tap into me. So like, I had to get well rounded with myself. Like, OJ, you're not just one way. You are multiple different things in a vessel. You are a spirit. You're carrying anointing from God, and that comes at a price. So when God told me, he came to me when I was going through crazy stuff. He told me, like, I'm feeling like nothing. He told me, like, you're everything, you're royalty. And I couldn't believe it, because I'm like, for one, God, I don't see you. So are you even real? I had real bad trust issues. Like, we got to keep it a buck. This walk with God ain't easy. You're going to battle a lot of mental things. So growing up, I I didn't know what I wanted to be, but I always knew that I was meant to be something. I just didn't bet on myself. I didn't know, like, okay, I didn't know I was gonna be all of this. Like, I'm just starting. I'm 21, about to turn 22, but I already surpassed who I ever thought I would be. I already didn't hit monuments, and I already didn't see myself growing to this beautiful young woman, and I cannot wait to see what God does with me and for me over these years.
For sure. You know, like I always talk about God and like how good he is and what he can do. And
Okay.
a lot of people I feel like get, too caught up on what he can do. Um,
Yeah, it's not even about that.
it's not all about it's not all about what he can do, but it's also about just having that relationship and foundation with him.
Man,
Because, without him, we can't, get
we're
up,
nothing.
eat,
We're
buy
nothing.
stuff or nothing. It
Like,
just
he
better
is our life source. Like I
for
always
sure.
said, God, I wouldn't even be breathing, talking right now if you had not blessed me with that. And I think that's a problem in society today, that everybody is looking about what they can benefit off of. But when you get coupled up with God, you can have nothing and be everything. You can have nothing to your name. It was time I ain't have $1 to my name, but I felt like the richest most royal woman ever, because it ain't about what you got. It ain't even about the blessings that God can give you, because yeah, that's gonna come. But it's about having somebody that's loyal in your corner, somebody that's constant in your corner, somebody you can actually trust. You can't trust humans. I don't trust a human, but I know that God is not like man, so I can trust him. He told me he will not lie. He told me he will never leave me nor forsake me. He told me that God is within me. I will not fail. He told me I am the dwelling, house for the Holy Spirit. So it's so much more to God than what he can do. And I feel like in society today, everybody is just looking for a come up. It's that spirit. And I rebuke it, because it's like you will be out here being grimy, trying to look about what somebody can get you, not knowing if you just let them open their mouth, they got wisdom that can set you up for life. It ain't about what you can get from them. It ain't about what they can get to you or what you can do for them. It's about maybe if we come together, our connection can lead us to greater heights and greater depths. So it's all about God and who he is as a person, because I'm telling you, them blessings ain't nothing if you don't got the connection, because the devil can bless too. You can have everything in the world. You could be the sickest, saddest, most ugliest person in the world, but you can have all the riches in the world. And that's why I literally told God yesterday, I said, don't give me a mansion at the top of the hill. Don't give me this world with a shallow thrill. But if you just give me your spirit, I promise you, that's all I need.
For sure. No, that's real. Like, I know, like, without God, I wouldn't be able to have all this equipment, all this following, and all the things that I do
Amen.
have today. But, I'm trying now to not just focus on materialistic things, but,
Mhm.
what can I do with my tongue and my voice to help people, like doing this
Amen.
podcast? It's all about helping people, motivating people, sharing the lamplight with other people, because I
Mhm.
didn't got my story out there, So I use
Mhm.
this as a tool, a platform, a gift to bring other people on here to talk about what they got going on good in life. Anything motivational. If you watching this, I want to be a part of it. You can follow me on Instagram at Larry Thomas
There you are. Go
Motivates.
tap in. Go tap in.
Send me a DM, comment on my picture, or reel or video, any of that, because we want to be a part of it. I don't care how old you is. You could be 100, you could be
No,
5 years
for real.
old. We want to be a part of it, and we want to get you on here.
Yes. Sure do. Sure do.
So do you have anything else you want to tell the people?
Go ahead, just go follow my poetry page, because like you also, God has been using my voice in a different manner that I would have never expected. I didn't think I would ever be a poet, but one day I decided to start writing to God, and I started reading it, and it just started sounding poetic. And I heard God tell me that I'm going to use you in ways that you ain't never seen before. And that scared me, because I'm the type of person that wants to know everything. I want to know what's going to happen before it happens. I want to know. I just want to be prepared. But God showed me in this walk with him, you got to take the passenger seat and let him drive. You can't
For
know
sure.
everything. You ain't God, so you can't always know. And it's the trust of God that will keep you. So I took the by faith. I started writing, and I started posting my poetry. Go follow. It's called Thorough Thoughts. It's thorough_thoughts. Um, and ever since then, I could tell that I've been having an impact on people. But this is only the beginning. God's leading me to actually start talking more and
Hmm.
using my poetry as a way to connect to people, because I realized that when I write my poetry, that's my heart on paper. That's me and my thoughts and my times of, I might be crying, I might be sad, or I might even be looking at somebody else's situation from a viewpoint as a person that might put herself in their shoes. So it's like I'm able to connect to people's hearts that way. And I want to heal one heart at a time. That's my mission with Thorough
Sure.
Thought,
That's
because
big.
I am a childhood trauma advocate. I believe that everybody that's ever been born, regardless if you want to, you know, talk about it or not, we've had some form of trauma coming from a child. And what people don't understand is if you grow up and you do not acknowledge the trauma of a child, you become a grown adult that's a kid. And I believe we see a lot of adults that's kids today because you don't know how to talk about your feelings. You run away from hard things. You don't even know how to be a parent, but yet you popping out babies or you having kids, and now the cycle will continue because you're unhealed raising a child. You have to be in the right mindset to raise a kid. And not only that, you have to be in a right mindset to be an adult in this world, because at the end of the day, if your needs was unmet as a kid, you will go through life trying to fill your needs with temporary pleasures, and then you will never be happy. And we see people falling into drug addiction. We see people falling into becoming what they hurt them, rapists, just murderers. It's a source to all of this. And that's what really God was telling me. It's like, y'all look at the result, but y'all never go deep to see the problem. We see somebody that just killed people, and we say throw him under the jail. And I do believe you do have to, you reap what you sow. But at the end of the day, if we was to put that person in a room and we sit there and we ask them what caused us. Now, some people is just crazy, but I do believe that other people, they act out of hurt, they act out of pain, and they act out of rage, and it's never okay to do that. But at the end of the day, we have to attack the root. You see a tree and you don't see that, yeah, this tree is big and tall and it has a lot of branches, but let's go to the under that soil. You will see